Good morning, my name is Chelsea, and I will be joining you all this morning for our animal yoga journey. We're going to journey through the jungle today. I hope you all are ready and will enjoy this journey. So we'll go ahead and get started on our mats, seated on our bottoms, an easy seated position with our legs crisscross applesauce. And let's go ahead and prepare our minds and bodies for this journey. So since we're going through the jungle, let's imagine that we're kings and queens of this jungle. So bring your hands up by your shoulders and spread your fingers wide and pull your thumbs together to touch. And then bring your pinkies together to touch, creating a crown that you're going to sit right at the tippy top of your head. And since we're kings and queens on this journey, we want to make sure that we keep our crown on our head. And we'll do that by making a nice, long, straight spine and reaching our heads up to the clouds, pushing our crown up to the sky as far as possible. Now that we've got our crowns on and ready and our spines nice and strong and straight, let's go ahead and warm up our lungs for this journey. We'll start by doing a few fun breathing exercises. Bring your hands to your belly, let your fingertips touch your belly button, and we're going to imagine that there's a hot air balloon in our bellies, and we're going to fill that hot air balloon up with air, and then we're going to push the air out of that hot air balloon. So we're going to fill that balloon with air by breathing in, inhaling through our nose, and feel your belly expanding where your hot air balloon is getting bigger and bigger, and breathe out through your mouth, exhaling, pushing that hot air out of your balloon, letting it get smaller and smaller. Okay, let's do that again. Breathing in through your nose, filling up your belly, or hot air balloon. And push that air out of your hot air balloon. Breathing in through your nose, feeling your hot air balloon get bigger and bigger, and exhaling out of your mouth. Feeling your balloon get smaller and smaller. Good job. Okay, let's do this again. This time we're gonna hold the air in for just a few seconds, okay? So let's inhale through our nose and hold it. 3, 2, 1, let it out. Let's do it again. Breathing in through your nose. Holding it for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Letting it out. Flatten out your hot air balloon. Good job. I think our lungs are nice and warm now. Let's go ahead and warm up our shoulders. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears and roll them down your back. And bring them up again towards your ears and roll them down your back again. One more time. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and roll them down your back. Good job. Now, let's warm up our spine. Let's make some big circles, kind of like a rope with our spine. Rolling forward to the left and back, forward to the left, back around, making nice big circles, getting your spine big and warm. And let's switch directions to the right, making those big circles, getting our spine, swinging our spine around, kind of like a rope. Can you think of an animal that might swing from a rope in a tree in the jungle?
The monkey.
Yeah. All right, let's stop there. Now let's get our hands warmed up. Pull your palms together and rub them together like you're trying to start a fire. You know, sometimes it's really hard to see in the jungle and you need a torch to guide your way.
Or
through dark circles or through caves. So we're getting them warm, 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 and let's bring our palms and cover our eyes. These warm hands are waking up our eyes. They're brightening our curious eyes to get ready to look around and see what we can see in the jungle. Let's bring our palms back together and rub, rub, rub. Let's keep them warm. This time we're going to place them over our ears. Let's get our ears nice and perky, ready to hear the different sounds you might hear in the jungle. What sounds do you think you might hear?
Well, you may hear
So
orangutan.
Yeah, you may hear an orangutan. Bring your palms back together, rub, rub, rub. And the last place we're gonna place our palms is over our heart. We love our jungle friends and the jungle animals, and we like to see them safe, happy, and healthy. Good job. So we've got our shoulders and our hands and our eyes ready. Let's go ahead and think about what else we might see in the jungle. Besides animals, one thing we might see if we look up in the sky are rainbows. So let's create some rainbows with our arms. Bring your right arm out and bring it up and over, making a beautiful rainbow. Bringing it back, down, and around. Beautiful. Up and over. What kind of rainbow are you making? Down and around. My favorite color is purple. Up and over. So I think I see some violet in my rainbow. What about you? Let's switch arms. Left side up and over.
I'm going for the evening sky.
Down and around.
I like it in the evening sky.
Up and over. Down and around. Beautiful rainbows. Beautiful rainbows. Good job. All right, let's bring it back. Now let's bring our legs out in front of us. Straight out in front of us and sit up straight, nice straight back, flexing our toes. And let's warm up our legs, pitter-pattering them on the ground. You know what has to happen in order for there to be a rainbow? There has to be rain. Let's make some rain. Pitter-patter, tapping your shins, tapping your knees, tapping your thighs. Let me hear your rain. Good job. Now let's reach our arms straight up above our head, keeping our toes spread and flexed. Spread out your fingers and wiggle your fingers and toes. What does this wiggling remind you of?
Sometimes it reminds me of rain.
It reminds me of twinkling stars.
Yes,
At
that was my
in
favorite.
the jungle, stars twinkle bright and the animals sleep under those stars, and sometimes they even use those stars to find their way home. Good job, twinkling bright, for those beautiful animals.
The way they
All right.
find their way home is to use constellation.
Go ahead and bring your knees around and come to all fours on your hands and knees, bringing your knees under your hips, your hands under your shoulders. Spread your fingers out, and let's see what we can see today. What do we see first here? It looks like a hungry hippo to me. A hungry hippo dropping her hungry belly down to the ground. Her belly button's reaching
What
to the
about
ground. Her tail and head are stretching up to look around and see what she can eat today. And who else is around here?
What about
We have a sleepy lion.
yay?
A sleepy lion stretching his spine up to the sky, pushing up to the sky, tucking his tail, looking at his toes, getting ready for his day. And we've got the hungry hippo dragging her belly again, looking up to the sky. What do you think she might eat today? Maybe an apple? Maybe a banana?
Wait, do
And
hippos
we've got
even eat apples
our
and bananas?
sleepy lion stretching his spine again. He got a really good night's rest, so he's got a lot of stretching to do. He's got to push his back way up to the sky, tuck his tail down to the ground. and his chin into his chest. And
Wish I got a good night
our
rest.
hungry hippo. Our hungry hippo, I think she's gonna go for some leaves today.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Well, our sleepy lion is taking one last stretch. And while he's stretching, our friend Happy Dog stops by. Let's bring your spine back to neutral. And let's tuck our toes in and push our hips up into the sky. Getting into our happy dog position. Our happy dog is in the jungle taking a look at what he can see today as well. And he's wagging his tail left to right, right to left, back and forth, pushing it up in the sky for everybody to see just how happy he is. And as he's taking a walk, he stops suddenly. And what is it that he sees? Let's step our right foot back and our left foot back.
Please
And
don't use the
come
dinosaur.
forward and lower down slowly to our bellies and get real close to the ground and put our head down to the ground and see what it is that our happy dog saw. Let's push our chest and shoulders up off the ground, and it looks like our happy dog saw a baby cobra. Oh my goodness. She says hi as we go back down to the ground.
I think that's either a moose.
And we push our shoulders and chest back up from the ground. Our baby cobra looks up to see if we're still here, and we are. And she's excited to help us see what we can see on this journey. And she says hello again, giving us a nice hissing sound. And our baby cobra decides to show us from the top of a tree, pushing back up to our tabletop position, bringing our right foot forward and our left foot forward, folding over and slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time as we grow our beautiful tree in the jungle. Our baby cobra has slithered up to the top of the tree. She's up at the top of the branches and they're waving back and forth, reaching up into the sky.
She may fall.
She won't fall. And she's up at the top of the tree and she sees something beautiful.
Is it a rainbow?
It's a beautiful swan. Our swan is taking a dive. Bring your arms down and fold at your hips as we dive with a beautiful swan into the pond. Beautiful swan dive. And she swims to the right and she swims to the left. Swing your arms from left to right as you're folded here. Swimming with our beautiful swan in the beautiful pond. And she sees something all of a sudden and stops. What is it that she sees? Bend your knees, place your hands on your mat, and step your right foot back, and then step your left foot back. And what do we see? A hungry crocodile. Oh no! It looks like our hungry crocodile might be trying to eat Mrs. Swan, and we don't want that to happen, do we?
He may eat the rest of the animals.
Oh no, so let's stop him. We can be helpful warriors. Bring your knees to the ground and step your left foot up to the front of the mat and step your right foot back to the back of the mat and raise your arms up and open them into your warrior pose.
Oh.
Good job, warriors. Stretch those arms straight out and look forward to Mrs. Swan. And we're going to reach forward to grab Mrs. Swan. Turn your palms up and hold Mrs. Swan in your hands so we can lift her up. Lift her up and back so that she can fly safely out of the pond, out of the harm's way of Mr. Crocodile. All right, bring your arms back to your warrior
Oh,
position.
thank God.
Good job, warriors. You saved Mrs. Swan, and you didn't even have to harm Mr. Crocodile while you were at it. I'm so proud of you. All right, so while we're at the pond, we look across the way and we bring our hands down to the mat and place them in front of us as we bend at the hips. And who do we see now? Mr. Elephant swinging his trunk back and forth. Swing your trunk like an elephant, back and forth, back and forth. Mr. Elephant is at the pond taking a sip for the day. And he stops and he raises his trunk up to the sky and say hi. And he stops and he looks the other way and raises his trunk up this way to say hi again. So glad to see you. And then he brings his trunk back down. And as he looks back down into the pond, he steps his right foot in and he steps his left foot in and he lowers his bottom down to the ground. And who do we see now? Mrs. Frog. Ribbit, ribbit. Mrs. Frog has been at the pond all day hopping around. She's stretching her legs out now so she can take a break. Mrs. Pond wants to introduce us to her friend, Mrs. Butterfly. Let's sit down on her bottom and bring our feet together to touch. And hold your ankles and let's flap our wings.
You don't gotta hold your
like
ankles.
butterflies.
I don't need to.
Mrs. Butterfly flutters to the right and she flutters to the left. And she flutters to the right and she flutters to the left. Mrs. Butterfly wants us to stay for just a little while, but we're tired. We need a rest.
Why don't we rest with
Is there
her?
a place around here to rest? Look, bring your knees together. Place your hands right behind your back. Sitting on your bottom, keeping your spine straight up. And lift your feet. And then lift your right hand. And lift your left hand. And we're in our boat. There's a boat on the pond. And this is the perfect place for us to rest for today. Let's take a lay down on this boat.
How are
Go
you
ahead
doing?
and stretch your legs out and lay down one vertebrae at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. We've had a great journey today. Let's go ahead and bring our knees up to our chest and give ourselves a big hug. Lift your head to kiss your knees and give ourselves a rock back and forth. Left to right, back and forth, whichever makes you happy.
Like a
And
baby.
thank yourself for getting through this jungle journey today. Go ahead and release your knees and bring your legs down to the mat. Put your hands up towards the sky. Relax. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. And think about the animals we saw today on our jungle journey. Were any of these animals your favorite animals?
Yes, I have one.
Are there any animals you wish you would have seen today that maybe you can see next time?
Yes, I wish I would have been saw a leopard.
All right, let's take a moment and just be quiet here and let our minds think and imagine about everything we saw today. Wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers.
You're going to wake up.
Go ahead and roll your body to your right side or your left side, whichever is comfortable, just like a little baby.
I
And
like
when
it.
you're ready, push your body up into your easy seated position again. Crisscross applesauce. And bring your hands back together at heart center. Thank you all so much for being on this journey with me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing the beautiful jungle animals, and I hope that you continue to explore every moment your heart desires. Thank you
I like that.
guys.
I knew somehow you would be doing a meeting.